my friends, I am Christy. I am the Crosshatch Quilter. I am so excited to be back here today talking to you about stitching and quilting. Today is Monday, January 27th, 2025. Oh, it's already been a busy year. I hope that you had a great Christmas or holiday season and a good New Year's, and that this video finds you well and doing all the things. We had a wonderful Christmas. I had my son and his fiance here, and that was really a special time, and we're so excited for them to get married in May. And then I had my dad and his wife and my nephew here for the week between Christmas and New Year's. So we had a lot of family visiting and had a wonderful time. We ate yummy food, played lots of games, and we shared lots of germs. Unfortunately, we all got sick after the festivities were over, and we've been under the weather for a few weeks. But I think we're all on the mend, and that is good. But it wasn't a very fun illness. It was influenza A, and I kind of wonder if I had COVID on top of it. It just knocked me for a loop, and I lost all my taste and smell, and just it's the worst flu I've ever had, but that's all done and over with, hopefully. But if I cough a few times on this video or I have to take a break, you'll know why, because I'm still just got a little bit of touch of bronchitis or something. So, but I have been back to my stitching now that December is over, and I have been so excited about my stitching and the new year and just making all the plans and what I want to get done and up on my walls for 2025. I have 9 finishes to share with you here today. Of course, some starts, some WIPS. I have 1 piece of framing that I got completed, and a quilting finish to share with you today. So let's get started. So in the month of December, we had the Jingle Ball, and I was so excited to participate in that. And I was busy with family that evening, but I jumped on a little bit just to buy a few charts, and I participated in the Stacy Nash gingerbread sewing book, as it seems like everyone else did as well. And I was so excited to stitch that. I didn't have it the stitching done for the Jingle Ball, but I finished it shortly thereafter, and I have since then completed it. And so here it is, and I finished it and followed Stacy's directions. I love this little sewing book so much. So I know you've seen it before. I'm not showing you anything you haven't seen, but here's mine. I stitched it with all the called for threads on the called for linen from Needle Bling Designs, and they were great to work with. I ordered from them on Etsy, and there's the back. Oh, I love it so much. The only thing I didn't stitch was the pins coming out of the, I believe that's a pair, because I decided I liked it better without them. But I love the little sewing mice, and the hearth there waiting for Santa to come. Really, really cute. And then I finished it a little bit different. I didn't do an insert or a pocket. I just put wool on this side. And then this is a snowflake thread keep from Stacy Nash's shop at the Jingle Ball. So, and I might do a little bit of wool applique on this, but for right now, I just called it a finish. Super fun, and I'm glad that I was able to participate in that. Stacy Nash she always hits it out of the park, so it was fun to see her join the Jingle Ball. And then the other few finishes that I completed in December, I stitched Little Nick by Not Forgotten Farm, and I will insert a picture here of my finish. It was a gift, so I no longer have it. And that was a fun stitch. I am 100% going to stitch me one, and also I think it's Cookie, which is Mrs. Claus. And so I'm looking forward to stitching those. One for myself as well. And then I got back on the bandwagon of my Blackbird design stockings that I was addicted to in the fall. And I finished stitching up the third one for November's stockings. And this one had a little bit of over one right here. Oh, I love it so much. Such a cute finish. They're easy to fully finish. You just follow the directions. There's not much to it. It's pretty simple. But it is so effective. I feel like it's a big statement for an easy finish. These are stitched with all the called for threads, and then I stitched it on the called for linen on this one, I believe. I've just been collecting that count. I think it's 30 count or 32 count linen for a few years because I knew that I was going to stitch these. So then my next Blackbird design stocking that I picked up was for December. This is out of the December book. And that was a lot of white fill, and it seemed like it felt like it took forever to do the white stitches. But I absolutely love how it turned out. Oh, that house. So cute. So I have two out of the December book done, and now I need to stitch. There's a third one, I believe, that I need to stitch next year. So for now, there's that one. And I think I'll keep these out on my little tree in my sewing room year-round, just because I love them so much. So those were super fun. And when you don't feel good, stitching on a bigger count linen is I'd say comfort stitching. Anything Blackbird is always comfort, right? So those were really fun, and I'm excited to get more stockings done this year. They're just a snack size stitching, very satisfying. So I highly recommend. And then my next 5 finishes that I have to share with you is Love Notes. And this is by Brenda Gervais. Oh, I've wanted to stitch these ever since they came out. And I was talking to my good friend Kim and also my friend Jordan she's a tattooed stitcher. But we'd all decided to stitch these. And I just picked them up and I couldn't set them down once I started stitching. They're so sweet, and I kept thinking about my friends while I was stitching them. And so my first finish, let me see, what do I want to show you first? I'll show you the smaller ones. So this is the cute one that just has little hearts on it. And I finished it with a little bit of Bonnie and Camille fabric on the back that I've had in my stash for years. And then I just trimmed it with a little bit of Lady Dot Creates chenille. They're so small, they're a little bit hard to handle. So that was the first one. And then this next one, just XOXO, super cute. This one, when I have it sitting there being displayed, I sit a little key on top of it. And then this lace trim is from just a dollar store. And again, the same backing on all of these. So cute. Excuse me. Unfortunately, you'll probably hear me cough and clear my throat quite a bit. And then this next one is so sweet. This was a booger to fully finish. I'd never finished with this type of trim before, and it gave me a little bit of a fit. But that is Be Mine. Oh, so cute. The stitching on it is super fun with the little birds and the back stitching. So that was really fun. And then this next one I just love. So sweet. I love you a latte. And she is really sweet. These have little like half stitches or over one stitching around the flowers. And I just think she is the cutest little Cupid, angel, fairy, whatever she is. Finish this one with a little bit of Lady Dot chenille trim and then just a gingham bow. And then the last one, which is my favorite, is the big one, which is Love. So cute. I finished this one with a little bit of Lori Holt vintage trim in the color red, and same backing with a little bit of gingham trim or lace on the top. My next finish that I have to share with you is a fully finished frame. I ordered a frame from Hobby Lobby when I was visiting my good friend Lori, and we don't have a Hobby Lobby where I live, but when I go to Salt Lake, then I go visit Hobby Lobby and order frames, and then I just pick them up, you know, in a few weeks. But I wanted to get Every Opening Flower by Brenda Gervais framed, and I loved the frame that Lori had picked out for her, so I just blatantly copied. And this is my fully finish for Every Opening Flower. I stitched this with Lori and I absolutely love it. I stitched it with all the called for threads on 36 count Winter's Brew. And I love this frame for this piece. It's just the perfect accompaniment to highlight those beautiful stitching. It's just so feminine and beautiful. So I finished this myself, and it's not perfect, but it's good enough for who it's for, and I love it. And I've really been enjoying having it finally framed. I've had it finished for over a year and displayed in my home. Such a peaceful and just elegant piece. Love, love, love it. Anything Brenda Gervais is just always classy, isn't it? So I have a bunch of WIPS and starts to share with you. I didn't get as much stitching done in December as I would have liked. It was touch and go, but I will start out with my December stitching, and then I'll move on to my January, which is a little bit more plentiful. But the first thing that I did was I have wanted to start Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow for a few years. I've had it kitted for a few years, and every year I'm just like, no, I'm not going to start it because I have other Hawk Run Hollows started and I need to focus on them, which I do need to do that. But I saw Sean, Periwinkle Stitcher, of course, and she showed her start for Christmas at Hawk Run, and I was just like, oh, even if I just do one block a year, then it will fulfill the, you know, the craving to stitch some Christmas. I'm very much a seasonal stitcher. I like to stitch in the season, and then I kind of, especially with Christmas stitching, I kind of don't, you know, do it the rest of the year. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to start it, and then if I would have started it 3 years ago when I fully kitted it, then I would have had 3 blocks done by now if I would have, you know, stuck to this plan 3 years ago. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is try to stitch a block a year at Christmas time, and it's going to be a slow rolling project, and that is okay. Having said all that, here is the chart. It's Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. I started it. I had all the plans on getting a block done, and then I got sick, so I don't have a finish on block 1 to show you, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and finish it here in the next few weeks, just so I have 2024's block done, and then now December 2025 I'm going to stitch another block. But I have it housed in my gorgeous bag from Debbie Stitching. Love it. It's a Santa bag, and it has a little thread keeper in there, and then an extra bag with a scissor holder as well. I have it kitted with the MBI silks. I bought them 20% off on a Christmas sale a few years ago, and so that's why I wanted to get started, is because I have it kitted, and it's just a shame to not give it some love each year. And so here's my little tiny start. But that's it. So I want to get back to this and fulfill 1 block finish. This is being stitched on 36 count Exemplar by Lakeside Linens. So it's the perfect marriage of thread and linen, and oh, so yummy. So I'm really excited about that, and thanks, Sean, for the inspiration. I've wanted to work on it, and you just gave me the final push that I needed to be like, yep, I'm going to just put in, I'm going to do 1 block a year. And it might take me 12 years to finish it, but it's part of enjoying the process, really, is what I'm after. And I think once I get a few blocks in and I get down the road and I have finished a few of my other hawk runs, then I'll probably pick this up and focus on it at, you know, some point in the future. So there's my first one. Kind of piddly start. That's how I felt all December with all of my stitching. As I text Lori and I'm like, I feel like I'm swimming in waist deep water trying to get anything done. It was just, you know, sometimes that's how life is, and that's okay. So, but this is another project that I had started right before Thanksgiving, and really excited to get some progress on it. And that is Winter Moon by Plum Street. Love, love, love this. I love that it is a winter scene and not a Christmas scene, so that I can leave it out all winter long. For all the 6 months of winter I have in my in my house. I'm having it housed in my Lella Boutique bag, and this darling zipper pull by Lori of Be My Bonnet. So I'm stitching this with all of the called for threads, and they're super yummy. They have like a blue green in them I love. And I'm stitching this on the called for linen, which is 36 count Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. So I think I had just started on the one tree last time, and so I got in a few more trees and a little bit of the outline on the house. Oh, I love this project. Such a fun, I'm such a seasonal stitcher, so this is just, it was so much fun to work on it. And unfortunately, it will always remind me of being sick. But there's always comfort when we're sick, right? So you gotta do the things that make it work. Even if I could only stitch a few stitches and then I had to sit it down to take a rest or whatever. This next project, it doesn't have very much love in it either, but I did work on it. And that is Dasher and Dancer from Hobby House. Here's the bag for it. And I am stitching this with the thread conversion from Lori Holt, and that is Blythe Green, and it is by Gloriana Silk. And I am stitching this on Brown Sugar 40 count by Fiber on a Whim. So I worked on that tree and absolutely love this project. I love the colors on this linen. It was literally the perfect color marriage. So I'm really excited to work on that one as well. I have some really amazing Christmas projects that I can pick up and work on. I love them all. And that is so fun to know that, you know, you have some comfort stitching to pick up when you want. And then I have a couple starts they don't have very much love in them, but like I said, they'll be there when I need them. And the first one is called Miss Snow Fairy, and this is by Brenda Gervais. Sorry about the glares. Isn't she adorable? So Lori started this, and she'll show her finish when she does a video, but I wanted to join in with her stitching this, and I got sick and didn't have time to go to get my DMC threads from Joann's. That's the only place that carries DMC threads here where I live. And then she did a color conversion. And so then I was like, oh, phew, I'm glad I didn't go get the DMC. But I started it when I was sick, and I've only gotten a few little threads in it. And I still need to get the rest of the fancy floss for it. So that's my piddly little start on it. I have decided for me, I'm going to just stitch just the angel snow lady. And then I want to finish her as a cut, like a stand-up. I think she'll look so cute with Whitaker by Stacy Nash, which I have finished. So that's my first finish. That is being stitched on 36 count dirty linen. And another one, this one I want to stitch and put in my bedroom with another finish or another cross stitch that I'll show you here in a few minutes. But this is Bells of Christmas by Brenda Gervais. So I want to start that this year. That was a planned start and I just didn't get to it, but it is in the plans. Then I did start A Winter's Day Visit by Brenda Gervais, and I have loved this ever since it came out when I was with Lori at Shepherd's Bush on Halloween. I bought the chart, and that is a lot of fill-in stitching, which is what I love when I like don't feel good or I'm busy like talking with friends. And so my goal was to get it outlined, and that is what I did. I've got it housed in my snowman bag. Super cute. All the called for threads on this one. I've got a few of them on these cute mitten thread floss drops from Lori. So here's where I'm at. I am almost done outlining. I just need to finish a little bit of the greenery for his arms and the wreath looking. There's a little bird in there. So I'm pretty close to just being able to fill in now and use that as an easy project when I'm visiting with friends. This next start is my Christmas Eve start that I wanted to stitch with Lori. And I had friends I had family here visiting, so I didn't get very much progress on it. But I wanted to start this for a few years, and Lori and I both had it kitted up and we were both ready to go. So we decided to start this, and that is the Noel Sampler by Brenda Gervais. I love this so much. And I have this housed in my bag from my good friend Cecilia. Look at that, so cute. Absolutely love it. Love, love, love. So it's such a sweet start. And what I did is I'd seen a lady on Instagram. Her name's Joni1NY, and she had changed the Noel box to a snowflake. And I loved that idea, so I decided to chart out a snowflake myself as well. And then I filled it in with white stitching after so that it would look like a postcard. So there is my start, a very humble start, but it is so cute. I love the direction it's going in. The reason why I wanted to change the words Noel is because I want to keep this up all winter. And I just loved that idea. So there is where I'm at so far. She also, Joni had put a bird. She'd put a cardinal to replace this bird right here. And I believe that I'm going to do that as well. So go and check out her changes on her Instagram. They're amazing. I think I'm going to use the cardinal from Winter Rose Manor. I think it is the perfect, I haven't like counted it out yet, but I believe that it will work, or I will make it, make the changes necessary. So that is my start on Noel Sampler. I'm stitching it with all the called for DMC. They just look so pretty on this linen. And this is 36 count Tin Roof by Weeks Dye Works. So exciting. I didn't really have any Christmas WIPs before this year. Like I had completed them all and I have quite a bit on my walls. So it was fun to just get a bunch started and no rush to get them finished. I'll just have them for when I want. So that is my Christmas stitching, and now we'll move on to January stitching. So I told you in the summertime last year that I wanted to focus on Let Love Rain after the holidays. So that is what I have been doing, or I picked back up, and it's going to be my focus for this year. And that is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. And here is what it looks like. It is a big, big piece. Let me tell you the stitch count on it. It is 294 by 390. So it's big. It's going to take me a little bit, but that's okay. It's a focus project for this year. I really want to get it done on my walls. I want to hang it in my bedroom when I have it completed. So I have that housed in my awesome bag from my friend Cecilia. She spoils me. And I have it kitted with the called for DMCs and a few over dyed threads. I did add a blue, and that is 924 by DMC. Just to add a little bit more contrast and dimension to the piece. I'm stitching this with my friend Cecilia and my friend Lily. And I am working on this on 40 count linen, which is the called for Grandma's Slip by X Jude Designs. And there is my progress. Oh, I love it. It is so beautiful. And it is such a peaceful project. Some 40 count linens are very tight. I've got one here I'm going to be showing you in a few minutes. It is a very tight weave, but this one isn't. It is similar to 36. The threads go in there nicely, but they have great coverage. So what I did when I picked this back up this time is I started with this dividing band, and it's all different colors, as you can see. So I just load up all the thread colors on needles, and I just put them on a design board and, you know, stitch one, change thread, and keep going. So it makes it easy stitching. And then I've worked on this butterfly and this berry bowl, and I'm on to the next flower motif. Love, love, love it. Such a fun, just peaceful stitch, very calming colors. I really am excited to I really am hoping to get this one done this year. Big aspirations. It's a huge project. So kitted with that in the same bag is my one thread a day that I have been working on. And the day that I pick up to work on Let Love Rain, before I do that, I put in one strand on Quaker Crow. And this is by the Work Basket. And this is where I'm at so far. So this is onyx thread that I've chosen to stitch it with on 30 count Autumn Gold by Lakeside Linens. So I'm really hoping to get this one finished as well this year. Definitely both of those are going to be focus pieces. And then this next one, this is a big girl, and I've had her in my stitching for a few years, and it's going to be a focus piece as well this year, and that is Autumn at Hawthorne Hollow. Such a sweet piece. I love it. I need to get it up on my wall. I've had it started long enough. She's going to get a lot of, I'm not saying she's going to get done this year yet, because it's a big project and I don't know if I can, but I'm going to dedicate a lot of time on this one, I believe. Every time I tell you a plan, then that's the last thing I want to do. I have this housed in my awesome bag from Debbie Stitching. It's got a little tiny, folio in there as well. I am stitching this with the thread conversion from Shepherd's Bush, and they have converted it from DMC and MPIs to overdyes. And they get smushed when they're in there, but lots of just yummy autumnal colors. There's pinks in there, as you can see. Lots of reds and oranges. I'm stitching this on 36 count straw by WIPS Works, and here is where I'm at so far. I've been working on this horse block with the salt box and the horses in the field. I am pretty close to a finish. I have just got the grass left to go underneath the house into the fence, and then the horses have like a checkerboard field that they're in. So a lot of fun, easy fill-in stitching for like when I'm talking with friends. Really love that block. When I picked up the thread to stitch the fence, I was like, whoa, because it's pink, but it works. There's a lot of pink in this, but like I've said before, there's pink in autumn colors, and I'm really happy with it. I love it so much. So I think I will start next on this block right here, and then just leave this fill-in stitching for when I'm chatting with friends. And then I need to finish this one up here. So that's where I'm at so far. I have some changes I am making to this chart. On there, they've got two Halloween blocks, but I want this to just be autumn. So I'm also stitching Halloween at Hawker and Hollow, and I'm inserting these blocks into that project. In replacement of those two blocks, I am going to put this block from the farms at Hawker and Hollow and this church block, because they both just look very autumnal to me. This is the one chart by Hawker that I don't think I'll stitch the whole piece for, so it was just a perfect, those were my two favorite blocks out of this chart, and so I'm like, you know what, I want to put those in my autumn at Hawker, so that's what I'm gonna do. So got a long ways to go on that one. It's a big girl. So I have a few projects next that I have been stitching with friends, and the first one, I had gotten a message from my friend Jordan, the tattooed stitcher, and she was like, do you have this chart? Have you started it? And I had, I'd picked it up a few years ago when it first came out and started it, and then I had set it aside. So, and that is A Shepherd's Song by Plum Street. I absolutely love this chart. I love the sheep in there. The whole design is just amazing. So I wanted to change the colors on it. And after seeing everyone work on it, I just decided that I wanted to pick it back up. So I unpicked the pink threads that I had already stitched, and I did a thread conversion with some blues so that I can hang it in my bedroom. So I've got this housed in my Bonnie and Camille fabric bag. Love this fabric. Love those florals. And I want to put this in my bedroom when it's done, if it'll fit. I don't know yet, but I still wanted to do a thread conversion for it. And so this is where I'm at. And I am stitching it on 36 count vellum by Picture This Plus. And so I had to stitch these flowers, but I had them in the called for pinks. And so I unpicked it, replaced them, played with some thread colors for a couple days, and this is where I have decided to land. I love the way that the threads look on the linen, and I think that they go really well with the rest of the colors in the chart. I will tell you my thread changes in case you want to join us. I think that Jordan is going to do the blue colors as well. That the first one is Tennessee Red Clay by Classic Colorworks. I'm replacing with Glacial Melt by WIPS Works. Then Cinnamon Toast by Classic Colorworks I'm replacing with Old Money by Gentle Arts. or no, that's Classic Colorworks, I believe. Let's double check. Yep. So Old Money is Classic Colorworks. Then I'm replacing Rose Petal by Classic Colorworks with Old Blue Paint by Gentle Arts. And then the last one, Used Brick by Classic Colorworks, I'm replacing with Blue Corn. And Blue Corn is by Classic Colorworks. So there's the Yummy Blues right there. So I'm excited to make a little progress on this one. I don't think it's a focus piece to like get finished this year, but I'll definitely give it some love this spring. It's a very spring feeling project to me. And it might become a focus piece after I finish Let Love Rain. My next project that I started with friends and I'm so excited about, haven't been able to put it down, is Quaker Christmas Stocking that Kathy Barrick released in December. And as soon as I saw it, I absolutely knew I was going to stitch it. Look at that. I love the swan. I love the motifs. I love the colors in this. It is absolute perfection. So I picked this up a few weeks ago and started it with my friend Jordan, the Tattooed Stitcher, and Vanessa Flamefingers. And I got my threads from Olivia B, like everyone else did. She was having a sale in Christmas time. Thank you, Olivia. MPIs are always my very, very favorite thread to stitch with. I have this housed in my Nantucket summer bag by Camille Ross Kelly. And this fabric is being reprinted and will be released, I believe, this summer. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I have made some good progress on this one. Originally, I was going to take off the words Merry Christmas because my intent is to keep this up year-round in my bedroom. But the more I thought about it, I was like, you know, this would look really pretty at Christmas time with a few other, you know, blue toned Christmas stitches. So that is what I'm doing, is I stitched Merry Christmas, and then I'll just put some floral picks over it the rest of the year. I'm going to still keep it up in my bedroom. And I just thought that it would be really fun to have with some other Christmas stitching in my bedroom. I am stitching this with, of course, the MPIs that I told you about, and this is the called for linen, which is a 40 count wheat by Fiber on a Whim. So there is where I'm at so far. I absolutely love it. It is such a nice project to be working on during the winter because I feel like they're very winter colors. And as you can see, I'm close. I mean, I'm close yet so far away. I've got a lot of stitching left, but I feel like I have, you know, the base done, and now I can go and do in some fill-in, and then I've got the great big swan block there in the middle. But a lot of the big motifs are done. I need to finish like a basket right here, and there's some trees and some snowflakes. So, but I love it. Oh, sorry, shake the table. Really fun. I've noticed that quite a few of you have started this on Instagram as well. So we're all gonna have twin stockings. Then my other project that I have been working on with friends, I've been just having so much fun stitching Valentine stitches. I have never stitched Valentines before, so now I'm addicted. And I'm stitching this with my friend Kim, the stay-at-home quilter, and Jordan, and the Tattooed Stitcher. And this is Key to My Heart by Brenda Gervais. So cute. I bought this when it came out last year. I'm stitching it with mostly the called for threads. I've got a couple substitutes in there, but they're very similar in color. Mostly it's DMC. There's just a couple overdyes. And I've got this housed in a new bag that I just got done making this week, and I will be having some of these available soon. on my Instagram. I'll post on there, you know, beforehand that I'm having a sale, but it'll be in the next week or two. And I've got it with a key fob by Lori Holt of Be My Bonnet. So cute. Love it. And then I've got the polka dot fabric on there. This is Love Blooms by Lella Boutique. So here is my start on that. I've made quite a bit of progress. I've got the V and the E left to do and some greenery and flowers. So I'd say I'm about halfway. Stitching this on just a scrap piece of linen, a cream colored scrap. Love it. So exciting. So I'm really just enjoying feeling a little bit better and enjoying my stitching. Hibernation stitching, it is where it's at in the winter time. Winter is not my favorite season, but there's always joy in just staying inside when it's 13 degrees outside and stitching my little heart out and watching some good shows. I have some plans that I wanted to share with you and some happy mail. So I think when I get done stitching Key to My Heart, I want to possibly pick up Holiday Hoopla. Sean, the Periwinkle Stitcher, just showed her adorable finish on this with her last video, and it is so cute. I've got it kitted up with all of the DMC. So that's a possibility. And then I've really been enjoying the new like sets of things from Brenda Gervais. So I want to do Oh Lucky Day and do all 3 of those for March. And then my friend Tara from Soleil Stitches is doing a stitch along on Super Bowl Sunday, which is 2 weeks from now, 2 weeks from yesterday. And that is to Stitch an Animal Cracker by Stacy Nash. So of course I have to join in on that. And I want to start Maggie May. Everybody else has stitched it and she is so cute. I really had a hard time narrowing it down to which one I wanted to start, but I think so far this is the winner. So that's another plan in the future for my next video. And this feels very Valentine's to me, and the colors are very resemblance of Valentine's. Just such a sweet stitch. To quote Shakespeare by Brenda Gervais, I would like to stitch that and finish it into a drum. I have it kitted and ready to go. And then this one is a for sure start. I'm going to start this with my good friend Lori for her birthday. I've got it housed in a gingham bag. This is Lori Holt fabric. And we are going to start English Garden. And this is by Samplers Not Forgotten. Absolutely gorgeous. But you know me and all of my color changes. I am going to convert it to blues instead of pinks. But I'm stitching it on the Called For linen, which is Tin Roof by Weeks Dye Works. And I just substituted, I think there's 2 or 3 pinks, and I just added a few blues. So I thought that they looked really good with the golds in there and the creams, and those are definitely the colors of my bedroom. I love this sampler. I have loved it ever since it has been released. So I'm really looking forward to get that started, and we'll see how far I can get on that this year. I am not planning on starting too many more projects, especially big ones this year. I have lots and lots of big projects that I'm already focusing on. So that is a planned big start. But other than that, I think I'm going to focus on like a lot of little smalls this year. They're so fun. And it's just fun to have them displayed on seasonal tables. So I received some Happy Mail. My friend Melanie on Instagram She bought an extra one of these books, Hello Santa by Teresa Kogut. Love him. And there's awesome projects in here. I know you guys have seen all of the projects. It is a great book, and Teresa Kogut, just love her Santas. So I'm really excited and thankful. Thank you, Melanie, so much. Oh, I love him with his mustard yellow suit. Really cute. Thank you so much, Melanie. I am looking forward to starting that green Santa. He's probably my favorite one out of them, but they're all awesome. And then the Fat Quarter Shop, they sent some Happy Mail. These are so cute. This is Stitch Cards by Lori Holt. So cute. Some Flying Geese quilt foundation papers so that you have an easier way to make flying geese. Those are awesome. And then I've watched a video of Kimberly showing how to make those. It's a great way to make those. December's Christmas. This is by It's So Emma. Isn't that cute? In the little mason jar. And then Minnie Simply Signs Mary. Love that pink in there with those bottle brush trees. And then I have the most awesome quilt project. Look how spring that is. Oh, I love tulips. I've made several tulip quilts. They're my favorite for spring. I love, love, love them. And this came on a day that I was sick and just still getting over all the illness. And it just totally brightened up my day. Love it so much. So it's a kit. Comes in this yummy box to make this quilt. And there is the full quilt. Love that. Those are, it's Lori's new fabric line, Peace and Plenty. And she's also doing a sew along right now. It is so pretty. It's baskets and they're absolutely stunning. So go check out her blog and follow along with that if you'd like. They're made from simple shapes and also piecing, which is really a pretty combination. The last thing I have to share with you is a finish of a quilt. And I have this in my bedroom. It's my bedroom colors. And this is just a simple log cabin quilt by Laundry Baskets, Adita Sitar. And she has this as a sew along right now that she was doing, or a quilt retreat. I saw it just recently, but I bought this as a quilt this year, and a quilt kit, and I have a finish. I've got it quilted and bound and everything. I love log cabin blocks. They are my favorite. They're so easy to make. Just, they're like a comfort sewing project. I don't know if you can see the quilting on there. She did like a feathery floral. And then I love this finish on it, the sashing. So there is another quilt finish for this year. I am excited to get back to sewing. I haven't sewn for a good month, but I have been making project bags this last week and a half. So I'll be having some of those here soon available on my Instagram. And other than that, I hope that you have a great rest of your winter and you can hibernate and get lots of stitching done. And until next time, happy stitching.